Be a little break in between and a new stream. This one starts us off. Monaco, followed by more Monaco tonight. Here on your usual Monday night, it's DRS first, then it's Blobby Mondays, and we're coming towards the end of the seasons. Just 4 more races to go in Blobby Mondays, and similar here, I think. I'll have a look in a bit. Just loading in. Chats are live, I hope. 15 in today.
Maybe somebody joining late. Let's see if that Joker's in on time for once. Good evening to Magnatex. First one in the chat.
Looking forward to Monaco later on in Blobby Mondays. You'll see Magnatex later. Notice Slender Stan on his gamer tag. Now we have and Max is out, so it's the first challenge for Max. And here comes, I was just about to mention actually, we've got a newcomer in. And it is Marvski making his DRS debut this evening. And he's going to be the first one out onto the track. So Marvski making his debut. Taking the place of Speedy Bullet, who has departed the league. In fact, I think he's the only Alpine today. Where's King Kong? He's missing today. Easy Life's also on his way out, as is Sime.
Have you heard about Max possibly joining Aston Martin in 26?
No, can't say I keep up too much with the F1 rumour mill. But obviously, they'll say anything at the moment to try and get Red Bull to get back to their dominance. Obviously, Vettel left when they stopped dominating. And Max, I'm sure, will do the same now as a multiple world champion. Very interesting season we're in at the moment. So let's go with Marvski as he starts the first hot lap of the session. I'm actually heading to Monaco in November, as I'm spending a couple of nights in Nice. So a little day trip to Monaco and be an F1 tourist for the day. Marvski looking quite good so far. A little brush of the wall maybe. And another one possibly. And he's invalidated. So it's an invalidate for Marvski. He'll have to go again. Let's go to Sime rather than Easy Life as he's further through his lap. No, Sime has invalidated as well. So here's Easy Life. Chance for some good points. Good evening to Stacey in the chat. And to Bazar as well. Chance for some good points here for somebody with less drivers on the grid. And Easy Life is going to set the first hot lap time, and that's a 1:13.5 for the Kick Sauber, whose teammate Real Max World is going to be at the back. Rouge Nico is also on his way now. We'll keep an eye out for Craggy, who is the championship leader and completed a double. And in fact, Rouge Nico's broken his front wing. Here is Craggy. Completed a double last week, winning in DRS and in Blobby Mondays. He'll hope to do a Monaco double this evening. He's taken that same McLaren seat from Danny Dine, and an invalidation there for Craggy. He's taken Danny Dine's McLaren seat in Blobby Mondays, and you'll see him later on. Rouge Nico sets a 1:13.7 with that broken wing of his. Here is Joker, who is in the fight with Max for second in the championship. Swanton goes quickest, 1:09.5, a full 4 seconds ahead of Easy Life there, and Sloth has joined him on the front row for now with a 1:11.7. So the Ferraris showing some good pace. Joker cuts just enough of the chicane to not invalidate. That's going to be the place where it happens for most of them, both those chicanes. And Marvsky 1:10.9. Senna now goes quickest with a 1:09.4. What's Joker going to do here? And Joker 1:10.5 goes to P3. So Marvsky then, lively newcomer, with a 1:10.9. Smug's on the board now, 1:11.2. Easy Life improves to a 1:12.5. Sainsy is also on the board with a 1:13.4. Sloth improves again, a 1:10.2. And that's him back up to P3, ahead of Joker and Marvsky. Syme back on his way out. We've not seen Al Newt, Skippy or 50 yet. And Craggy is on his way for another go after we saw he invalidated. This time Craggy keeping it legal for now. Flies through the first chicane and then the second. And the second last corner. Into the straight goes Craggy. This looks quick. It is quick. 1:08.8 and provisional pole for the championship leader, who then has a big wobble going into the first corner afterwards on his in-lap. Al Newt now on his way out. Syme on another attempt. And Syme comes to the line, 1:10.1 and P4 for Syme, just ahead of Smug. Newty's on his way now. In the second McLaren, they are, I think, the championship leaders in the constructors. Mainly thanks to the exploits of Craggy, but of course, every team needs both drivers contributing. We'll have a look at those in the break after qualifying. the current standings. Nucci's come through there nicely. On the second to last corner. Now into the wall at the last corner. And that's going to cost him some time. And it's a 1:11.6 and P10 behind Marvsky and Sainsey. Still yet to see Skippy and 50 Gent. Swanton is back out there. And invalidates. There's a red ball coming back out. That's Smug, the only red ball today. In the absence of Mr. Pickle. So a good chance for the chasing pack in what is a really thrilling Pro-Am Championship to get some more points. Sloth, Sainsey, Newty 50, Ruznico and Easy Life, and of course Skippy, all in that Pro-Am Championship. Smug on an outlap. Sloth just starting another go. Ruznico is actually out, so I may have missed that if he crashed, but he is out. So far he's set the slowest time, so he may well be sharing the rear of the field with Max Wild. We are with Sloth at the moment. Sloth brings it round the last corner. Is he going to get within the 110s? No, he isn't. A second down for him. Here's Skippy on his maiden attempt. Craggy leads the way from Senna with Swanton and Syme on row 2 at the moment. Then Smug and Sloth from Joker and newcomer Marvsky. Then it's Sainsey and Al Newt. Skippy has been mixing it with the big boys on a lot of the races this year. Can he continue that today? He's not going to be hitting the top end with this lap. A 1:12.8 puts him in P12. 50 still yet to appear. This track does certainly lend itself to stacking a couple of laps in a row in terms of the battery usage. So we'll stay with Skippy for now, as the front two are in the pit box. Marvsky has gone to P4 and Joker's just beaten him to P4. Marvsky a 1:10.0 and Joker then a 1:09.7. But Marvsky certainly doesn't look out of place on his debut. Currently the top Pro-Am, just ahead of Sloth. So around comes Skippy again. And a 1:12.2 jumps him above Easy Life into P11. Sloth still out there but losing time. Marski will go again. Joker down some time. Skipping out, cruising round. Still haven't seen 50 Gent. And there's only about 3.5 minutes left of the session. So Max decided early that it was a last to first challenge for him. Rouge Nico set a time and crashed out. Or gave up, I'm not sure because I didn't see it. 50 Gent just has sat in the pits so far. Some more drivers starting hot laps now. Al Newt, Sainsy, Smug and Syme coming round a bit further behind. Senna as well is out there. So we will go with Senna. He might encounter some traffic ahead of him. Some of whom are on their own hot laps. So Senna's lost a second in Sector 1. Here comes Syme in Sector 1 himself. And Syme is slightly up on his time, so we'll stay with him. And a spin there for a McLaren, which is going to cause some problems. Was that Al Newt or was that Craggy? Let's see how Syme goes through Sector 2 here. He's a couple of tenths up, and a couple of tenths is all he needs for 3 or 4 places here. It's that tight in the midfield. Comes towards the line. It's a 109.5 and all the way up to P4 for Syme. The second row for the Mercedes. 50 Gent is still in the pit and there's only about a minute to go. Big traffic forming around the start of Sector 2 at the moment, with the slowest corner in Formula 1, of course. 50 staying where he is. Craggy is on his way. Senna setting purple sectors. We will stay with Senna for now as he comes around the last corner. Could it be provisional pole for Senna? Not quite. He improves his time, as does Swanton. 109.0 for Senna, 109.1 for Swanton. They do get around to start another lap. Skippy and Joker on outlaps. Joker's got about 10 seconds to get there before the flag flies. He's going to do so. Checkered flag is now out. So Craggy will be the next one over the line. And he is way, way down. So he's not going to make any improvement. Swanton is next. Let's keep an eye on Swanton. There's a big trail of cars behind Swanton, who is a tenth over his time at the moment. Swanton brings it round. It's the flag with no improvement. Who else have we got? Joker has invalidated. Sainsy is into the pit lane. There's a few others coming through. Didn't see how Sloth was doing for time. But most of them are finished now. Sloth to the line. Improves to P6, 109.9. Newty improves, does he? P10, 110.8. And that is going to be that. So we didn't see 50 Gent. We didn't see Max World. We saw Rouge Nico, but he'll be at the back as well. But it's pole for championship leader Craggy. Senna is on the front row with Craggy. And it's Swanton and Syme, the old rivals from Joker and Sloth, with Smug, newcomer Marvsky with an impressive P8. Just 1.2 seconds off of Craggy. Sainsy in 9 from Al Newt. Skippy will be disappointed with 11th from Easy Life. Rouge Nico, Max World and 50 Gent. You will see the pit wall, as will I. And the drivers will get their strategies sorted out. Meanwhile,
I will tell you about some championship standings. The Drivers' Championships is Craggy, 56 points clear of Max. He's got Joker and Colin breathing down his neck, but no Colin today. McLaren have a 24-point lead over VCARB. Ferrari, Red Bull, Williams in the hunt. Sloth leads Skippy by 4 points in the Pro-Am, with Mr. Pickle 15 behind Sloth. Missing out today though, Sainsy is still in the championship race, just 26 points off the top. Then he's clear then of Rouge Nico, Al Newt, 50 Gent, Speedy Bullet and Easy Life. So somebody readied up early there. So somebody's not going to be happy in charge, but there you go. And we've got largely a consensus on tyres, with mediums for most, as Craggy pulls well away on the formation lap. It's mediums all the way through the top 11, with Easy Life going for softs, Rouge Nico and Max going for the hard tyre, and 50 Gent on the mediums. Craggy seems like he's already in race mode here, and he needs to slow it down a bit. He's got a big gap at the moment to Senna. Just next, it's in the tunnel now, Senna, and Craggy's already way through the chicane and round to back. So he's going to spend an awful long time on the grid, Craggy, if he doesn't slow it down. Senna doing the right thing, pacing himself and warming the tyres. Craggy's already through the last corner. Joker has been disqualified. Craggy's pulling onto the grid. And now come the others. And 50 Gent is still well back. And still to come through the second last corner there. It's going to give me a terrible view for the start.
So maybe going on board. on board with Senna for the start. 5 lights. Out they go and away they go. Craggy got away well. And will lead them down into the first corner. Senna comes through in second. Is everyone going to get through okay? It looks like they have. Rouge Nico's made a place on Al Newt. And Max has dropped to the very back. Craggy is away, but not away through the first lap. And Senna's actually closing in on him here. But it's Monaco, and closing in and passing are two very different things on this track. Max has passed 50 gents at the back. Swanton coming a bit hot there and almost went into the back of Senna. Constantine it up behind Craggy. On board again with Senna now. Amazon says a 1-stopper medium to hards, a 2-stopper if you're using softs. Again, Senna getting very close and could have a look up the inside into the back on Craggy, and Senna takes the lead. Senna into the lead. Up the inside, wonderful move that was. And Senna leads the race from Craggy and Swanton, then Syme. Joker, bit of a gap to Sloth. Then Smug, Marvsky, Senna.
Come on, Senna.
Joker sets the fastest lap of the race early doors. Bazza cheering on Senna in the chat. Craggy sticking with him now. And everybody sticking quite close at the moment. Nobody's pulling away. Biggest gap in the whole field is from Sainsy to Rouge Nico, and that's 3 seconds. Swanson thought about having a look there into the chicane out of the tunnel on Craggy. Nothing doing. It's Monaco. It's all about keeping it out of the walls, keeping your front wing intact. As Easy Life, and Max has gone off. Off there was Max. And Easy Life went past him. Senna, fastest lap of the race now. As he continues to lead on lap 4 of 39. Sainsy making a move on Skippy into Saint-Devote. Nice first corner move by Sainsy on Skippy. As they all come through again. And Senna's got a penalty. First track limit penalty, corner cutting for Senna. And that, of course, negates the need to overtake, and Easy Life is out of the race. Easy Life has crashed. He's out. And now Swanton sets the fastest lap of the race. Easy Life's car has been quickly removed with no need for a safety car. So we continue on, but now Max and 50 are having problems. And Max has gone into the pits. Max has spun his way into the pits. But already being on hard tyres, that's not going to be good for him as Al Newt makes the move on Ruznico. And Newty up to P11. It's an awful long stint on medium, so probably a two-stopper now for Max, who's at the back of the field. But he is continuing on. Senna, the only one with a penalty. Swanton's dropped back this lap from the front two. Craggy, fastest lap of the race. He wants that lead back and he's going to chase Senna for it. Here he goes up the inside of Senna. Squeezed. Senna defends. Craggy going for it up the inside again and just can't get it done. Senna gave him room that time. Up the inside into the hairpin. And again can't get it done. He might lose out now to Swanton. Indeed, Swanton passes Craggy into P2. And Craggy just pushed too hard. 50 Gent is in the pits. At the back of the field, Craggy just pushed too hard and he ended up losing a place to Swanton. This has given Senna some breathing room. Craggy in amongst it now with Simon Joker chasing. Sloth, a comfortable lead in the Pro-Am at the moment, ahead of Smug, who's not in the Pro-Am. Then there's Marvsky, Sainsy and Skippy, all a bit further back. Craggy's going to need to show more than just raw pace now, as he's dropped to P3. He's going to have to pick his places, pick his spots to overtake. Don't forget, folks, if you're enjoying it, every Monday we are here, 8 PM with DRS, 10 PM with Blobby Mondays. Today, it's 2 lots of Monaco. This is the battle for second as Craggy tries to reclaim that place that Swanton took a couple of laps ago. So get DRS down the start-finish straight, but it's quite short and quite an easy corner to defend into is Sandoval. Up the hill. Craggy looking for an opening. And really throwing that McLaren around and he almost binned it there, Craggy. He's really pushing and he almost binned it. The field now starting to spread out a little bit. Not by a lot. But some gaps beginning to appear. Joker trying to close on Syme. Max making a move past 50 Gent. Ruznico has picked up a penalty. And Syme is in the pits. So an early pit stop for Syme. He broke his front wing. Syme with a wing change. That releases Joker. Syme is going to come out behind our Newt and possibly Rouge Nico as well, yes. So it's down to P12 for Syme. But he might be able to go to the end. He's going to have his work cut out to do so. But that might be his only hope of getting back through the field. He will have some clean air in front of him now, though, as he tries to close down Rouge Nico. 7 seconds up the road. Craggy still stuck behind Swanton now. The Ferrari veteran will be good at defending. And of course has every right to as well. Joker picked up a penalty there from P4. Sloth is now up to P5. Craggy trying to close in up the hill. Swanton just positioning the car, but Craggy has managed to go by. Craggy back into P2. Senna now with a 3-second gap almost. Craggy will try and reel him back in. Lap 10 now with 39. Got to mention Marfsky on debut. Rolling along nicely in P7. Doing very well indeed at the moment, the debutant. Rouge Nico then trying to get to the back of our Newt. With Syme closing that gap. It's now down below 5 seconds. So Syme certainly still has the pace. And Rouge Nico's got another penalty. That's the second one for him. And Syme will be with them within a couple of laps, it seems. Newty maybe just had a bad exit there onto the straight. And that enabled Rouge Nico to catch up without any DRS help. And he will now chase up the hill. And you can see Syme in the background at the bottom of the hill. So Rouge Nico then the closest on track to the car in front. And shortly going to be caught by Syme, who is tearing time off of the two ahead of him. But again, catching is one thing at Monaco and passing is quite another. As they come out of the tunnel, and Al Newt now has a penalty. So both of them with penalties now, but that doesn't mean they have to get out of Syme's way. Craggy has closed back to within almost just over a second of Senna. Syme is now with this gap, with this battle. The gap is closed. And he is now chasing them up the hill. And something broke there. I saw a piece of car. I don't know whose it was. But somebody had a piece of front wing come off there, I think. I'm not sure who it was, because those three look intact. And now, how does Syme manage to get past these two? Nico, could he go side by side in the tunnel? Nico's going to make a dive on Al Newt here, and it could end in tears. He ghosted a bit, which could help Syme. Syme's up his inside into to back. And they're still side by side. And Smug now into the pits. Nico had to get out of that one, and Nico is out. Rouge Nico out of the race. Rusnik to the race. Syme forced him a little bit wide, which may have contributed to it. But he is out, and now Syme into turn one. Smug has up behind these two, but well clear of Rusniko out of the race. Here comes of Monaco. Medium tyres have to go for a one stopper. You're probably looking at